What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome back to episode 7 of the Oakland Raiders franchise mode here in Madden 20. We are fresh off the tails of Derek Carr returning in week number 11, going up against a playoff caliber team in the Cincinnati Bengals. They were 6-3, and we dominate them both sides of the ball, 31-3. So we have all kinds of momentum as we head into today's episode. We're going to have week 12 on the road against the Jets. Should be viewed upon as a very winnable game. And then we have week 13 against divisional rival Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, which we did beat them already, but we beat them at home and on the road. I feel like Mahomes is going to be a different type of monster. But before we can even focus on that game, it all comes down to win. Like we're at one at a time. We are sitting at 5-5, looking at the division. The Chiefs are 7-4, the Chargers and the. But we win this game, we go to 6-5. We beat the Chiefs. That's almost like 2 wins because it's a divisional win. This is going to be a very influential episode. The draft classes, I really do want to implement scouting and all that stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to wait too much longer because we're getting very, very close to the offseason. But hopefully, there is going to be a way to import my draft classes like this week so that we can at least, maybe for the last episode of the regular season. Now, we kind of always hope we make the playoffs so I get a little bit more time to see if I can carry over my draft class. Because if not, I'm going to have to go in and manually make a draft class, which is not going to be very fun at all, considering I already did all that time and effort in Madden 19. But yeah, we're not just ignoring that. We have a big news. So last week, while Derek Carr returned, he was phenomenal. We had a breakout performance from Maurice Hurst, 6 tackles, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble. In week 10, even though he didn't get there, he had 2 sacks as well. So he has literally been going off. He is our best player on the defensive side of the ball. I'm kind of hoping, I have no idea who this breakout player is. He has no face, which is a little bit weird, but let's find out. Breakout player. He wants to get his depth trade. Yes, it is! Coach, I want you to keep an eye on Mo Hurst. The defensive lineman is a big part of our win last week. I'm not totally sold on him yet. He's like our best defensive lineman. But if his repair performance against the Jets this week, he might turn out to be a very, very special player. Hold the Jets to less than 75 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown, or get Maurice Hurst 2 interceptions, forced fumbles, TF. Do I have to just get him 1, or do I have to get 2 picks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 TFLs, 2 sacks with Mo Hurst? Either way, the first one seems like the more likely option. Yes, I do know they have Le'Veon Bell. A little bit worried about that, but I mean, I really want to get Mo Hurst to death. He's playing so well for us. He's my favorite guy to use on the defensive line. It would be dope because I think he's just chilling at a star. I think let me verify that he is just sitting at a star because a superstar dev trait would be, yes, it would. It would be a superstar dev trait. I mean, I can definitely see with the potential, especially how well he's feeling right now. I could see this guy turning into a superstar X Factor, being that our own unblockable player. I can't wait to use your D line that has some of those superstar X Factor abilities. I've yet to do that yet. I really wish I could find a way to play with my Philadelphia Eagles and utilize Fletcher Cox, but that's just, not. You can't do that on a channel that does a lot of rebuilds, and the Eagles are the best team in the game. So that being said, let's take a look here at the 4-6 New York Jets. Let's take a look at their X factors. We knew Le'Veon Bell, and of course, all of our objectives are to hold them to X amount of rushing yards, 75, no touchdowns. He has first one free. That's going to be tough. They had Adams and Mosley on the defensive side of the ball. Both those guys are pretty big-time playmakers, so it's not going to be an easy game, but pound for pound, I like to think that our roster is as strong, and this should be a winnable game considering that most of our wins this year have been against teams that are much better than us. So looking at this Jets matchup, knowing that we have Derek Carr, knowing that we have a relatively healthy lineup minus Hunter Renfrow at the slot, I'm very optimistic that we can pick up a win here against the Jets and get to 6-5. But now, more important, well, maybe not more important, but now we have an added layer. We want to try to get Mo Hurst that superstar dev trait. Oh, get you some, Garyon Conley. Oh, this is not really good for our game plan. Our game plan is to chew the clock on offense so they can't get the rushing yards with Le'Veon Bell. But I'm not going to complain about a pick 6. Garyon Conley, 55 yards. What's that, his 3rd or 4th interception on the season, developing into a ball hawk. He just jumped the route. That was a little bit of a, Phillip Rivers-esque wobbler throw. Threw in a duck there. We got Duck Hunter over here. All right, we're just going to pretty much blitz every play. I'm not getting beat by Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell gets 1 rushing touchdown. All of our goals are shot, so I don't want that to happen. Come on. Come on, man. I'm not going to go with the scripting thing. It just feels I'm getting weird animations on the defensive line right now with Mo Hurst. Stuff that I haven't been getting the last couple weeks. Oh, Sam Darnold's butt cheeks. Sam Darnold is butt cheeks. Brandon Marshall getting up there. And Crowder's hurt. Eat your fucking blocks, man. He's fucking hurt. And we got no blocking. Why is he injury prone? And why are we not getting any blocking? Sick of this, man. Oh, he's going to the back. That's phenomenal. Ruptured disc.
Damn ambulance! Where the ambulance? Why the man body still right there?
Ain't supposed to be laying
Call
there.
the damn ambulance!
Now, I hope we got a lot of Doug Martin fans out there because the Duggernauts, for whatever reason, plays very well, and Josh Jacobs is made out of glass, so he's going to be our feature back. Oh, let's go, Moreau! Foster Moreau takes it in for his first career touchdown. A man that back in the preseason we projected was going to have a standout season. He's a shapeshifter. My God. Some Indiana, or not, in Louisiana Bayou shape-shifting going on here. That's huge, man. Big touch. And he's frozen. What? Oh, my God. If Derek Carr would have played this whole season, we would have won an MVP with him. Oh, yeah. Mr. Big Chest. I'm losing count of how many touchdowns he has on the year. It's going to be a weird-looking stat line as well for Derek Carr. I don't think he has 100 yards yet, but 3 passing touchdowns as we are just embarrassing the Jets in front of their home fans. Are there even Jet fans anymore after that guy with the fire hat, Fireman Ed left? You know? Oh, there's 1 sack. Mo Hurst finally. It only took to the 4th quarter, but we're achieving our goal right now on Le'Veon, so that's good. That's Mo Hurst. There we go. Look at this. Darnold's in there. Oh, I want to go back to USC. I want to go surfing. Whatever people do in California. Protest. Protest and surf. And we to get the big dub, because your coach looks like a robot. Big time dub for the Raiders. Back-to-back dominant performances. I literally have no idea where the consistency is coming with these all Madden sliders. Like, I did not want to play last week. We had 2 games, right? We played the Chargers and we played the Bengals. I didn't want to play this game anymore after that Bengals loss, or after the Chargers loss, sorry. I couldn't do anything. But then Bengals and now the Jets, we dominate. We achieved our goal. I'm 99.9% sure we got that superstar dev trait boost for Mo Hurst, which he deserves. Well, he didn't have a huge stand-up performance, only a sack. When I was controlling him, I'm pretty sure we at least freed up 3 other sacks on the defense. I know Brandon Marshall, Abram, and Clelin Ferrell all got sacks while I pretty much opened up a gap with Mo Hurst. So 37-10, these Raiders are hot. And we look at Derek Carr's stat line. I told you it was going to look weird because I'm not going to lie, I didn't cheese the game. Our game plan was to stop Le'Veon Bell and keep the ball for the Raiders. So we chewed the clock. I ran the ball. So we didn't have to throw it a whole lot. We just throw it pretty much off play action. 82 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I don't think anyone's really going to complain a whole lot there for Derek Carr's stat line. So we had Josh Jacobs go out with an injury. You don't know the extent of that. I'm almost at the point where I don't care anymore. I was so focused on Josh Jacobs in the preseason, you know, big, flashy first-round pick at Alabama. He can't be relied upon. How many times has he been hurt? 3 times, 2 injuries. I assume this injury is a ruptured disc. That doesn't sound like that's going to be only a 1-week injury. So he's had that. He had something else wrong. They missed the first injury. And then he had at least 1 game where he had an injury before first half and just missed the remainder of the game. So he cannot be relied upon. And Doug Martin is making the most of this opportunity. He's said to be a free agent, looking like we might have to give him the muscle hamster, the Duggernaut, the man with 19 million names. He's like Ric Flair. We might have to give him a brand new contract. As far as receivers is concerned, like I said, no one's going to have a big game when your quarterback only has 80 yards passing. But Moreau, first career touchdown. AB got a tutty, which is still good. And Luke Wilson, you know, we're utilizing our big tight ends against their linebackers. On the defensive side, we got a couple sacks across the board. Mo Hurst, sack TFL Farrell. 3 TFLs and a sack for rookie Jonathan Abram. 2 TFLs, a sack, and a pick from Brandon Marshall. He might get himself a Defensive Player of the Week nod there. Benson Mayowa got a sack as well. And Garyon Conley with his 4th interception of the season. It was a 57-yard pick 6. Our defense is heating up. Our offense is playing very well. We're going to go on a run, but we're going to get a real test here. Not against the Jets. Like I said, we didn't want to say they were a foregone conclusion as a gimme win, but it kind of was a gimme win. But now we got the Chiefs. They're going to be looking for revenge. They're at home. Mahomes is heating up. It's got to be a big one, but we're going to take the momentum that we've gained these last 2 weeks. Bring it in. We're not going to lose that game. I don't think we're going to lose this game against the Chiefs. Coming out of the Week 12 victory, we have some prompts that we need to take a look at. First, we'll look at the injury to Josh Jacobs, the severity. He's going to be out for 8 weeks. What's his injury rating? Like, this guy here is made of glass. 84 is not great. It's not terrible. Like, let's see. In comparison to Hunter Renfro's injury rating is 86. I mean, 84 is not bad. Why is he this injury prone? Another running back done for the year, along with Isaiah Crowell. So it's going to be the muscle hamster era here in Oakland as we finish it out. So we have 2 messages. First up, we had to stop Le'Veon Bell. That was our game plan from our DC. So we're able to achieve it. This is actually the first time we've achieved one of these because we've only been controlling this as John Gruden for a couple of weeks. I don't know what you get. Plus 300 XP for the D-line. That is pretty cool. Breakout player, Mo Hurst, achieved his goal as well. Look at that. Superstar dev trait upgrade. That's awesome, man. It's only a matter of time until he becomes a superstar X Factor. He's such a monster, man. He's literally, like I said, the last time I played with a DL, we didn't really have much last year in terms of the Huskies or anything like that. That was an interior defensive lineman that went off. We had a lot of success last year with like Trent Murphy, for an example. But 2 years ago when we did the Eagles, Fletcher Cox, I was getting like 30 sacks a season. Well, maybe not 30 sacks. I got 30 sacks once with Fletcher Cox, and Mo Hurst is feeling that kind of dominant right now on this Raiders defensive line. Plus 4,000 XP for Mo Hurst. All that didn't give him an upgrade. Okay, that's a little interesting. But let's move on to the next week against Kansas City Chiefs. So we're here at Week 13. First up, we have a big injury decision on Hunter Renfrow. He's only a week away. I feel like he should schedule returns to the playoffs. I mean, we don't need to risk it. We're not really missing him, so we'll keep J.J. Nelson in the starting lineup. Hopefully, like Derek Carr, he can make a return sooner and later. And obviously, coming off that Week 12 victory against the Jets, where we only had 83 passing yards, Antonio Brown is a frustrated player. I don't know why. He's getting a lot of touchdowns, but we can tell him that we're going to get him involved. This is a bad secondary. As much as we need to respect the Kansas City Chiefs offense, their defense is nothing. Like, this is going to be a shootout, I feel like. So we'll give him a nice little morale boost, and we'll feed him. We'll feed him just a little bit. Look at the upgrades. There we go. We had just a similar week. We got 2 upgrades here for our new superstar dev defensive tackle out of Michigan. One of the best feel-good stories in the National Football League because he was a first-round grade player, had some heart issues. Raiders took a chance on him. He's been phenomenal ever since. So with those 2 things, he's now up to an 82 overall superstar dev D tackle, 95 strength, 80, well, for now with the morale boost, 88 block shed, 83 finesse, 85 tackle. I've always been a fan of finesse move D tackles. Think back to Warren Sapp back when he was with the Raiders and the Bucks. Yeah, Mo Hurst is an absolute animal, man. I'm so pumped that we are able to start to grow and develop him. But everything needs to be focused here today on this massive game for the AFC West between the Chiefs and the Raiders. We know they're X Factors. Patty Mahomes. We know they got Kelsey. They know they got Mitchell Schwartz that's going to try from that right tackle spot to shut down. I assume he'll be... I don't think he's going to be on Farrell. So we might have a chance to open up. AB there. We like to welcome Mo Hurst and Tyler Williams. These are 2 new superstars that we did not have when we beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Oakland, in the Bay Area. But we need to just take all this momentum from the past 2 weeks, put it towards... It's still an upset, I guess. We already beat them, but it's still technically an upset. We need to take all the momentum we've gained over the last 2 weeks. Feed AB. We got Muscle Hamster in the backfield. Keep Mahomes off the field. That's going to be the 3 keys to victory over the Kansas City Chiefs here. Let's get it. Well, it's about going as good as I expected. Oh, no matter what you ever think, just remind yourself this Chiefs defense sucks. And let's go to Moreau. Back-to-back weeks. Touchdown for the rookie out of LSU. He's slowly starting to claw and get that starting tight end position away from Luke Wilson. Just remember how, again, there anything they can do, we do better. This is like the rivalry right now in the National Football League. Neither one of our teams can play defense every single game for pretty much this entire franchise mode is going to be a shootout. I wish I could show you guys like some long drives and have some ups and downs, some resistance. It just doesn't exist. This game's going to be like a record breaker. Oh, corner blitz on 3rd and 10. The best thing we're going to get. I don't think there's going to be punts. A field goal is a win right now on defense. Oh, and J.J. Nelson spins in to tie this one up at 24 apiece. His 5th receiving touchdown of the season. We actually have to negotiate a new contract with him, but it ties this one up here at Arrowhead at 24 apiece. Now the question is, with like a buck, whatever, under 2 minutes, can we stop Mahomes from putting points on the board? I absolutely despise this defense. Like, how could you be so good some weeks and literally play like you're on rookie the next? Oh, Luke Wilson, linebacker. Darren Lee, man, leading the league in tackles. There's a reason why. Because he gets beaten coverage a lot. He has the athletic ability to make him get a tackle. That was a bad break in coverage. Half-ass attempt. And Luke Wilson brings it in to keep the Raiders in this one. Oh, Garyon Conley with another pick. 5th pick of the season. That was a worm burner. That was a duck thrown by Patty Mahomes. Like, he's only had 2 incompletions the whole game. But Garyon Conley, very aggressive corner, gets his 5th pick of the season. And hopefully stifles that. At minimum, we got him out of his X factor. Oh, is that Randy Moss? It's Bruce Ellington. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Randall Moss. Oh, this is beautiful. 1st and 10. We'll get AB run the streak. Moreau over the middle is going to be probably our go-to target. But he gets covered, so we'll go back to Big Chest himself. Flexes on him. Keeps us in this one. 1st touchdown of the game. He's a guy who's a frustrated receiver. Probably very happy with his stat line when all is said and done. But I think he'll be even happier if we can somehow get a stop on defense, get a drive going, and win this. Literally, what is this? This is Randy Moss. This Ellington guy, I'm sure it's Bruce Ellington, the journeyman that can't hold a job with the Texans or the Niners. That's Randy Moss. And there's the game over. Honey Badger with the pick. Bad throw, bad timing from Derek Carr. That's game. I mean, tail of the tape. Their offensive line played like they were all pros. Our offensive line was average. That was actually probably the biggest thing. Obviously, our defense sucked. Their defense sucked. They gave up almost 40 points. The difference was I literally got 0 penetration on their offensive line. I think it was like Duvernay Tardif was lined up on Mohurst, pancaked me every time. Again, I'm not going to be one to say that they're scripting because I was getting double teamed a lot, which happens in real life, but it was just night and day. How a guy like that just straight up blocked me out. But it was a shootout like we knew. I mean, in 2 games, Patrick Mahomes has gone over 1,000 yards against us. Both quarterbacks, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. I mean, hey, shout out to Derek Carr. He's going head-to-toe with the cover athlete, and he's playing very well. Run game, pretty much abandoned that right away. AB, 7 catches, 188 yards, and a touchdown. J.J. Nelson, 7 for 127 and 2. We need to get this boy a new contract. Moreau, back-to-back games in his young career, rookie career, with 2 back-to-back touchdowns. So that's pretty good. Defensively, I mean, did we even care? Got a couple sacks from Mayo and Lawson. Pick from Garyon Conley's 5th on the year. But, I mean, we're going to have to reevaluate. That could have been nail in the coffin for our playoff hopes this season. I don't know. I mean, this is definitely the hard. Well, we still have the Chargers. But, I mean, 10-6, 9-7, 10-9 wins. We definitely still have that as an opportunity. So maybe 3 teams from the West get into the wild card. I don't know. But defensively, the fact that we have played phenomenal defensive football the last 2 weeks against the Bengals and against whoever we played in the first episode. I recorded it last night. I don't know, man. It's just Jets. We smoked the Jets. I don't know. It's so weirdly inconsistent. I don't really know what's going on. So that'll do it for the episode. Ups and downs in both of the games. We got the superstar ability unlocked for Mohurst, which is huge. That's great for the defense. I mean, there's no regression of abilities in Madden 20, so he's gonna have that forever. Garyon Conley, 5 interceptions, which I just double-checked. He has 5 picks, and for whatever reason, everyone knows the glitches and stuff when you look at the NFL stats. But getting his 5th interception on Patrick Mahomes now has him tied for, he's first. He's straight up first in the National Football League in interception. So we have some standouts on defense. Carr, I mean, what was that? 7 touchdowns in 2 weeks, 5 touchdowns last week. He's sitting at 25 on the season. We still have, a couple weeks left here, 4 weeks. I mean, we can finish with probably 30 touchdowns for sure with Derek Carr, and he missed 6 games. It's pretty ridiculous. Let's be completely honest. We might have a quarterback on our hands, ladies and gentlemen, but big week when we come back here next. We got 14 against the Titans, 15 against the Jags. Look at the stretch. Really, we should assume to go 3-1. We should beat the Titans, Jags, and Broncos. The Chargers are going to be annoying, but 9-7. I'm looking at the playoff or the standings here in general. 9 wins in the AFC. We're only a game back right now. 7 wins right now holds the both wild card spots. So, or 7 wins. Sorry, has one of the wild card spots because the Chiefs are there and the Chargers are there. So it's going to be, right now the Browns, Bengals, which we already beat. It's the Raiders and Bills. Those are the teams fighting for that final wild card spot. So we're there, man. 3-1 should put us in a great position to do so. But we'll have to come back in the next episode, which will be probably in a couple days' time. Fingers crossed that those draft classes get fixed so I can import them and we can start looking at the 2020 draft class. If not, maybe they'll have to be, because we've been doing these every other day. I might have to have a day where I just commit to recreating the 2020 draft class, which would be super annoying. But I hate not having that scouting thing, as an aspect of this series. So I'll keep you guys posted that, especially on Twitter. So thank you guys for watching another episode of The Raiders. As always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking the talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, not never. Not me, not never. Not me, not never. I'm way too clever. Look at the kid, Mr. Consistent, I'm doing it big. Way too persistent on taking your bitch.